So we're in a new era of the UCL, guys. Finally, the UCL draw format has changed. And I'll be honest, I am as confused as you guys. I had no idea what was going on. It took me a few minutes to finally realize what's going on. But apparently, it is now all dependent on a click of a button. They were online. I mean, just look at this. I mean, my head is just toasted. I mean, you could even call this a little bit of a super league, if you will. But let's not get too far. Now, you've heard about how it works and everything, so I'm not going to get into it. But this does make a lot of big teams face a lot of other big teams. We don't get to see one big matchup for group, for example. We get to see Real Madrid Dortmund, get to see Real Madrid Liverpool, Milan, Atalanta, PSG, Man City, Bayern, Atleti, Arsenal. We get to see a lot more big matchups. How competitive those games are going to be, we will see. Let's give them benefit of the doubt. But I'm going to start covering most of these groups with a special emphasis on Barcelona and Real Madrid, of course. Now, Real Madrid faced Dortmund at home first. I think this is an easy win. Dortmund are worse than last season. I think this is their first easy win. They do go away to Liverpool. Real Madrid and Liverpool, I don't know what's wrong with them. It's like Bayern and Barcelona. They just keep matching up with each other, but it seems like there's only one winner every time. I expect Real Madrid to beat Liverpool away at Anfield. Like Liverpool, it seems psychological at this point. I do expect Milan to be a little bit cagey, but again, the quality alone, I think Madrid prevail there. Atalanta away is interesting because Atalanta played very well against Madrid earlier on. Now they're playing at their own stadium. I think this is going to be a draw. So when Madrid are probably going to start resting players once they're probably already got enough points to make it through the groups. So I can see a draw here. I can see Atalanta getting a point. Salzburg, I mean, these guys are bottom feeders. They're already glazing Madrid on Twitter. So Madrid is getting 3 points here. Lille away, it's interesting. Considering it's going to be one of the last few games, Lille have some exciting talent. We might see a secondary team Real Madrid play here, and therefore I'm going to say a draw here. Stuttgart is interesting. It is at home though. At home, nah. Stuttgart not beating Madrid at home. And last but not least, Brest. I don't know. Brest, I guess? And last but not least, actually it is least. Brest? Yeah, Brest are not doing anything. Man City, Inter, that's going to be a good matchup. Man City, I mean, they already beat them in the Champions League final. I expect Man City to beat them at the Etihad again. Man City, PSG. Now, this is at Parc des Princes. This is going to be interesting. Dare I say, PSG do something. Or maybe a draw for PSG. Man City, Club Brugge. I always feel like these guys play Club Brugge for some reason. They're beating them 100%. Man City, Juventus. At Juventus' ground, Juventus are terrible. Listen, Thiago Motta is doing his thing, but he still doesn't have the players to beat Man City. They're not doing anything. Feyenoord, Sporting, Sparta. The rest, Man City are just clearing the rest. I'm sorry. Now, Bayern Munich. They're facing PSG at the Allianz Arena. I expect them to beat PSG. Listen, Bayern, I see a lot of disconcern within Bayern fans, but I think they are better than last season. They have a DM. Olise, I think, is a clutch player. Listen, they are still a good team. They're a top 3, top 5 team in Europe. I think they beat PSG, especially at home. Now, Bayern, Barcelona. It is at it's not even at the Camp Nou. It is at the Montjuic. The way Barcelona's depth in that midfield is, it's scary. If you're going to roll up against Bayern with Pedri and Casado as your DMs, what do you expect? I don't see it. No way. We know the psychological effect Bayern has on Barcelona. I mean, you make your jokes whatever you want, but I genuinely don't see it. I want to say so bad that this is the year we finally get revenge, but I can't. Like, there's no depth in this midfield. If we had a DM, if we had De Jong or Gavi back, somebody in that midfield, okay, we have a chance. With the amount of injuries we have, Inigo Martinez playing, there's no chance we do anything. We're not even at our home stadium. Yeah, Bayern are going to get an easy 3 points here. Bayern Benfica, it's at home. Again, I expect Bayern to beat Benfica. They're good, but not that good. Shakhtar away. Shakhtar are trash. Bayern win again. Dinamo, Bayern win again. Feyenoord, Bayern win again. Yeah, Bayern are going to win everything. Aston Villa is going to be interesting because it is away. There is a world where Aston Villa gets something here, especially Bayern are resting players. It's away. I'm going to say Aston Villa gets something here. I'm going to say Aston Villa beat them, actually. It's their last game. I'm 100% sure they're gonna rest players. Aston Villa are gonna go with this with 100%. Yeah, Aston Villa win here in the last game. PSG again. PSG have peak group of death, so they have no doubt the hardest group. They face Man City first again. Listen, we already talked about the Man City Bayern games. PSG Atleti is interesting. I don't know if they ever actually face each other, so it's gonna be interesting. But the way Atleti have reinforced, I don't know. Atleti, I think, are gonna be underdogs this season. They haven't started very well, but I do think they have the talent to bring it back, and I do think they will. I'm gonna say Atleti beat PSG. I'll be honest, if it's not looking that good for PSG, because next game Arsenal, I think Arsenal are better than PSG. Now, experience may play a factor. Lucho does have UCL experience, so PSG might just have experienced them. But I mean, Arsenal, I don't know. This is weird. It is a little bit awkward. I'm gonna say draw PSG Arsenal. It's not gonna be clear. It's not gonna be a beatdown for either of them. I think it's gonna be close. PSG should beat them. They play right into their hands. Salzburg, sure, they get 3 points there. Girona is very interesting because I didn't know Girona were allowed in the Champions League, I'll be honest. I thought because of the Man City ownership thing, they were not going to be allowed. They are, but they're much weaker than last season. Do not get fooled here. This is not the same Girona as last year. I expect PSG to dominate them. Stuttgart is weird, but again, because PSG are going to play their main team here, then they're going to rest them mainly in the league. I expect PSG to get 3 points against Stuttgart. Now again, we talked Liverpool, Madrid. Leipzig, they've lost Dani Olmo, so they have lost some players, but in midfield, I think they're solid. I'll be honest, I don't see Liverpool beating Leipzig. Away at Leipzig's ground, I don't see it. Leipzig are very solid defensively. They counterattack well. They still have very good players up front. I feel like Liverpool will lose here, I'll be honest. Leverkusen, it's interesting. Now, I need to see more from Leverkusen. Can they do what they did 2 years in a row? They have gotten stronger. They've actually gotten stronger. They have not lost any big pieces. This Leverkusen under Xabi Alonso, their first Europe year, probably the last year for Xabi Alonso. I think they're going to go ham in the Champions League. I think their style of play is very suited to Champions League. Yeah, I think Liverpool lose to Leverkusen. I'll be honest. I predict Liverpool are not going to get a single point from their first 3 games. Now, Milan, that's interesting because Milan, I'll be honest, I'm not feeling Milan. I'm not feeling like they have too many issues. Like, I love Milan, okay, but I don't know. Like, Leao needs to step it up. I don't see him focus enough. The rest of the team is just everywhere. They don't have enough depth. I think Liverpool, considering they're going to come up from rough results from their first 3 games, they're going to give it their all against Milan. I think they get a result here. They get 3 points. Now, against Lille, PSV, I can see Liverpool getting 3 points there. Bologna, they've lost a lot of players. They've lost their coach. Bologna are very weak, actually, this season. Girona are not that strong this season. I expect Liverpool to beat them. Inter, Leipzig, Inter, they should be able to beat Leipzig. It's going to be an interesting game, actually, but I think I'm going to give it to Inter just because of experience. Inter, Man City, we talked about it. Inter, Arsenal is actually a very interesting one. Very interesting one. Very differing footballing ideologies. I need to see more from Inter. I don't know, because they've had 2, I would say, solid years, but just because they had 2 solid years doesn't mean the third is going to be like that. They have the players to do something here, but something tells me the motivation will go down for Inter this year. I'm going to give it to Arsenal. I think Arsenal beat Inter, especially because it is at home for Arsenal. Inter Leverkusen is interesting too. I think Leverkusen beat Inter. I'll be honest with you. I think Leverkusen beat Inter. Even though it's at San Siro, I think they beat them. Then I see Inter beating the likes of Red Star, Young Boys, Sparta Prague. Monaco, they're tricky. They did beat Barcelona 3-0, but that is a friendly. I don't know. I'll give it to Inter. Now, Dortmund, Barcelona. Again, Dortmund, I don't think they're as good as they used to, but it is at home. And they will face Madrid too, right next to Barcelona. The schedule works like that. So, I think the way Flick works and the way he plays, I think Barcelona get through Dortmund. I don't think the stadium factor is going to be that big for this Barcelona team. I think they're showing great mentality so far in the season. I think the way they play, it matches Dortmund very well. I think Barcelona have better players, albeit not in that CDM position, of course. But if you look at the rest of the pitch, I do think Barcelona have more than Dortmund. I see Lamine Yamal ripping through that Dortmund defense, I'll be honest. Lewandowski, we know he loves to play against Dortmund. So yeah, I think Barcelona beat Dortmund right there. I think Dortmund get 3 easy points against Shakhtar, Club Brugge, Celtic. I don't know who the hell that is, I'll be honest. Like Dortmund, they have an easy group outside of Barcelona and Real Madrid. They should go through. This is not a bad group for them, considering they only have 2 really bad matchups. Now Leipzig, we talk Leipzig, Liverpool, Leipzig, Inter, Leipzig, Juventus is interesting. I want to see Juventus play a little more before I give my opinion on them. I'm going to go with Leipzig because I don't know what Juve have in store, but Mota is a good coach and Juve have heritage ahead of them. So I don't know. That's up to decided. I'm not too sure, but I'm going to go with Leipzig for right now. Leipzig, Athletic are a weird team, man. Athletic are a weird team. They can lose this, but because it's at their ground, I'm going to say Athletic beat Leipzig here. Leipzig, Sporting, I don't really rate Sporting. Celtic are terrible. Leipzig, Aston Villa, that can be a draw. That can easily be a draw. I can see it. So yeah, for Barcelona, I mean, we talked Barcelona, Bayern. I don't see Barcelona winning that. Barcelona, Dortmund, I do see us winning that. Barcelona, Atalanta is an interesting one, especially because it's at home. I think it's going to be a good game. Atlanta will bring it to us. I can see a world where we get a draw here. I'll be honest with you. I can see a draw here. No, actually, I'm going to say win against Atalanta because it's at home. Benfica away is going to be interesting. We have a little bit of bad blood with them because of they knocked us out the Champions League. But it is away. Considering our depth, I will say it depends on how fit we get there. I'm going to say draw against Benfica. I don't think we beat Benfica 100%. Young boys, Restal Belgrade, Brest, I mean, we should be able to get 9 points out of those. I'll be extremely disappointed if we cannot get 9 points out of those. And last but not least, Monaco. Listen, they beat us 3-0, okay? But again, pre-season friendly. I'm not counting that game. I'm sorry. It does matter because we might rest players there if we go through already. So I'm going to say a draw. I'm going to say a draw just because of fitness issues and maybe we play secondary team. I'll give Monaco that little bit of credit. But yeah, just look at this, man. There's so many fixtures to cover. Like, I can't do everything, guys. Look at all this. I'm just going to cover the main ones for this video because it's going to be way too long if I cover every single game. I'm telling you, the Federation, they're trying to kill these players. Because I'm looking at the amount of fixtures there is here. They need to drop some games. I don't know whether it's a Super Cup, Nations League, friendlies. They need to drop some games because this is unsustainable. There's going to be more and more injuries. They need to do something. Something needs to change because this is too many games and teams will have to line up with 30 players in that squad. This might be what Chelsea was preparing for, I'll be honest with you. Chelsea might actually be ahead of the game. But yeah, man, let me know what you all thought. Let me know what you thought about Real Madrid getting arguably the easiest group of this draw. Let me know what you thought about Barcelona. Bayern Munich, again, you're taking the piss, man. I don't want to see Miller's face again, man. I'm sorry. I mean, like, you're just taking the piss. Like, I'm tired of Miller. Give us somebody else. Why can't we get Bayern when we're at our peak? Why always when there's issues? Like, I hate that. But yeah, man, leave a like, comment, subscribe. There'll be more videos discussing more in depth. Hit the bell notification. And peace out, guys.